G'day, it's good to be with you again. Beautiful day today, this Friday afternoon. Just wanted to chat with you about one of the themes that keeps recurring in these last couple of weeks, and that is that the issue of faith and what Paul talks about in 2 Corinthians 5 verse 7. It's just a little one line, almost just a phrase, where he says, we walk by faith and not by sight. And I've been thinking about that a lot. I mentioned it in the sermon last week, I mentioned it in this week's pastor update, and it's still going around in my head. Here's the thing, another conclusion I've come to as I read that little scripture, and it's simply this. When we walk by faith, our spiritual eyes turn on. If we walk by sight, our faith eyes don't turn on. So we've got the choice every day to walk by faith, which switches on our spiritual eyes, or walk by the side of our earthly eyes and not switch faith on at all. There's kind of this link that if we step into faith, our spiritual eyes open. We see things that we would not normally see with just our human perspective. Let me give you a couple of examples of this. Earlier this week, I think it was on Tuesday morning, I happened to have a quick early coffee at a coffee shop in Sunbury, and this lady sat down she just pulled up a seat. She said, I hear you're a justice of the peace. I said, yes, did some documents for her and so on. And I said, and I just looked at her face, and for a moment I thought, there's just so much sorrow there. So I said, are you okay? She said, no, I'm not really. And I said, well, do you want to talk about it? And she just poured out some of the pain of losing her husband just a few years ago, how she's still not over it, how horrible it is to think of Christmas time when she'll be by herself with her adult kids having moved to Queensland. And I said, you can know some peace in the middle of all of this pain if you would let me pray for you. So this woman, I don't even know her name, she let me pray for her, and she smiled through the tears, but she felt a sense of relief, a sense of reassurance as I prayed. And then this morning I was getting a new radio put to my four-wheel drive because the other thing is just dead and won't work anymore. And the fitter that was putting it in, well, he's an off-sider, kept looking over at me, and the number plate on the four-wheel drive is, of course, the Rev. He said, you the Rev? I hear about it in Sunbury, and I said, well, yeah, I guess I am. And I got chatting to him, and I said, so how's your year been? He said, terrible. I said, tell me all about it. So this guy pours out his heart, and I just was overcome with compassion for him. He's really concerned about his health. He'd be a lot younger than I am. And I said, well, would you like me to pray for you? Let me pray for you before I go today. So I prayed with him, and he received that. It was just very emotional that someone had stopped to care. And there's other examples. Then a policeman turned up he was off-duty day with his car. He wanted something fitted, and he just buried his wife 3-4 weeks ago. And I've been walking with him as well, asked how he was going. And I just suddenly thought, here we are, going about our business, and yet right in front of us, often with the eyes of faith, we could see opportunities that God's giving us to be a blessing. And I've had that privilege 3 or 4 times this week, where walking by faith, keeping my spiritual eyes open, I could see that God is issuing me invitations without people saying all that much. And they've led to moments of deep ministry, prayer and compassion and care for the hearts and the souls of people out there who are hurting. And then this morning I was reading in Zechariah, where 10, where it says, who has despised the day of the small things? The eyes of the Lord are roaming to and fro. And now I won't give a big interpretation on that, just to simply say it reminded me that there are little moments, tiny things that don't seem to matter all that much to us, but like little keys or little buttons, you press those and they open up into a whole new opportunity. And that's the sort of thing that's been happening to me this week. I wake up every morning and say, Lord, I want to walk by faith today. I want to see what you're doing and know what to do. And if you see what God's doing, you do know what to do. And lives have been blessed this week because of that. I didn't walk by sight, but by faith. I want to encourage you to do the same. We have so much opportunity as we walk by faith. We make that decision every morning. Lord, I want to walk by faith today. Open my eyes to see what you see, and I will know what it is I'm meant to do. Well, let that be an encouragement to you. These people, none of them knocked back prayer for me. They were grateful for it. Their world is hungry to know what we know. God bless you until we meet again.